जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुन तीरावनचारी यमुन तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव। जय विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। जय गौर Hare Krishna. So we started our discussion with one important shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papyebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. So what this surrender actually means, we are trying to study that, we are trying to analyze it. So Arjuna is depressed, his material problems are not solved by all the solutions that he has given. And the root cause of that is ignorance. Because of his ignorance, he is not able to solve the problem. So because he is not able to solve the problem, he surrenders to Krishna, saying, I am your disciple, kindly accept me as a disciple and give me direction. Immediately after that, Krishna starts giving spiritual direction. Sankhya Yoga, he explains the difference between body and soul. And different ways he explains that. And once he explains about the existence of soul, the immediate consequence of that is one is not bewildered. One is not bewildered in the matter of religion. One is not bewildered in the matter of material happiness. He doesn't care for going to heavenly planets. All the Vedas that speak about heavenly pleasures and other things, that become less important for them all of a sudden. And he is pacified and situated as Sthita Prajna. So what is that Sthita Prajna? That also was discussed. There are different symptoms of such a Sthita Prajna. Such a soul is eligible to go back to the kingdom of God. So here our discussion ended saying that okay, we take shelter of spiritual master, we understand the instructions on the soul, and consequence of that is we are not disturbed by anything else, and we are becoming peaceful, and we are eligible to go back to God. Ideally, it looks like there is nothing more left. Krishna has covered everything in the second chapter. But still there are 16 more chapters to this. So what is it? So Arjuna, he comes up with a very practical question. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani gore mam niyojayasi Keshava. Some time ago, Krishna had said, Durena avriyate karma. Throw all this karma very far away. Don't get too attached to karma, just throw it very far away. You concentrate only on dhyana. Thank you. Then at the end, he ends the second chapter with the same fight. So Arjuna is now confused. He is confused as to, on one side, you are saying that this knowledge is important. On the other side, you are saying that I have to do war. So what are you exactly telling? Vyamishreneva Vakyena. Your words are like a mixture. I am not able to separate them. What is right, what is wrong, I am not able to separate them. I am totally confused. Vyamishreneva Vakyena Buddhirmohayasiva me tadekam vadnishchitam. Just tell me one thing. What is best? Yena Shreyo Amapena. What is best for me? Just tell me one thing, I will follow that. Krishna will not so easily give up. He could have said that, yeah, one thing is war, then finish. Or one thing is knowledge, then finish. But he will not so easily give up. He is training Arjuna in the right knowledge. So, what does Krishna's argument in the third chapter begin? He clearly hits the fallacy in Arjuna's going to the forest. The fallacy is that his senses are still not under control. Because senses are still not under control, if we artificially try renunciation, what will happen? You will become a pretender, because you are trying to become sannyasi. You want to show people that you are sannyasi. Internally, all the desires are there. So then what such people do is they become pretenders. Instead, Krishna says it is better to be a karma yogi than to be a false dhyana yogi, pretender sannyasi. It's better to be a karma yogi. That karma yogi is special. Now, why that karma yoga is special? Because Krishna mentions in third chapter that everyone is helplessly acting under three modes and everyone has to do some karma. Correct. Nobody is free from karma. So, sa yatna praja srishtva purovacho prajapati anena prasavichadvam esha vistoshto kam. God has created a transcendental system where there is a system called yajnas. And everyone participates in the yajnas, offers their efforts in the yajnas, their karmas, and the result of that, the devatas are satisfied and they will give them all the necessities. They will give them ample rains, and with the rains there will be grains, and then the grains will bring more prosperity. What do you do with the more prosperity? Again, you engage all that prosperity in yajna, so that yajna will again give satisfied devatas, and in this way the cycle continues. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartya iti adayira indriyagamo mogam parthasya jirti. Before that, Krishna tells annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna samava yajnat bhavati parjanya yajna karma smartho samudbhava. So, anna, food comes from rains. Because we all need food, food comes from rains. And that rain comes from yajna. And yajna is there because of prescribed duties. Everyone follows according to Varna and Ashrama their duties, then yajna will happen, then karma will happen. And then Parjanya, rains will come. Now, where are the prescribed duties defined? Karma brahmodvavam vidhi. Brahmakshara samudvavam. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtam. So, the prescribed duties are defined by the Vedas. That is why Vedas play a very important role in human society. That only through Vedas we will know our prescribed duties, and in this way we will engage in our proper karma. So, yastvatma ritireva syat atmatruptascha manava atmannaivacha santushtas tasya karyanevadit. Okay, fine, you are saying all that. Karma everyone has to do, by way that material necessities will be satisfied, and then the demigods will be satisfied, they will give more prosperity. In this way, the yajna chakra will continue, everyone will be prosperous. But one who is satisfied on the spiritual platform, he doesn't have to do any of these things. Atmannaivacha santushtas tasya karyena vidyati. He has nothing to do because he is situated on the transcendental platform. But no, Krishna corrects that. Naiva tasya krutena artha na kruteneva kaschana. Nachasya sarvabhuteshu kashchidartha. Okay, he has no reason to do, but he has no reason to reject also. When Vedas are saying you have to do you have a strong reason to reject all that? You are on spiritual platform, but still yajna chakra you have to participate in. You cannot say that I am transcendental, I need not. You have no reason to reject that. Because when Vedas have said, finish. That's where Yadhyada should. Yes, that is where Yadhyada acharati shreshtas tatta devetaro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute dokastad anvartate. So, There are two examples. One is Sanakadaya, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanat Kumar. They were such a transcendentalists that they were completely absorbed in Parabrahma. So absorbed in Parabrahma, they did not have to do any karma. So that was Sanakadaya. Whereas Krishna is speaking about Janakadaya. Janakadaya, they are pure devotees, they are perfected beings, but still they did karma. Right? Loka Sangraham evapi sampaschan kartumarasi. On one hand, extraordinary personalities like Sanakadaya are there who need not do. On the other hand, there are extraordinary personalities like Janakadaya who need not do, but still they do. Why? To show role model for others. So, most of the people are senses are not controlled, they have to participate in karma. For those people, few who are really sense controlled, who are above all these things, they have also no reason to reject karma. They should also participate in karma. And this karma will create a pravartitam chakra. So, in our context, when we are teaching students or when we are working on the Gurukula projects and all those things, it becomes very important to understand how this Yajna Chakra works. A Brahmana, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya, Shudra, a big king, a great Yajna person who does Yajnas, a simple toilet cleaner, a simple farmer, everyone is engaged in Yajna. How everyone is engaged in Yajna? Because everyone, if they perform the prescribed duties, then Yajnas can happen. If there are no masons to build a temple, who will build the Yajna Shala and how Yajnas will happen? So, we have to choose those occupations which are directly connected to Yajna. Why Prabhupada was so much condemning the modern civilization, present civilization? The results of the civilization cannot go to Yajna directly. For example, you are manufacturing some software, you are manufacturing some hardware. Maybe you will sell the software, hardware, get some money. With that money, buy some things. In this way, indirectly, you are participating in Yajna. And in this participation of Yajna, there are so many people who have hampered the Yajna also. But whereas these occupations of Varna and Ashrama are directly connected to Yajna. See, this is a chakra, as we told you. Farmers will work on the ground, everyone will work, Shudras, Vaishyas will work, there will be prosperity that will be given to temple, to Brahmanas. Brahmanas engage in yajnas, demigods are satisfied, they bring more rains. In this way, there is more prosperity and then there is more yajna. So this is like a potter's wheel. When the potter's wheel is rotating, he makes lot of pots. But over a period of time, what happens is the wheel slows down. Then he has to use a kulala. He has to use a stick to rotate it once again. Once he rotates it again he can start making his pots. So similarly, every new generation, the wheel slows down. There is a tendency that the wheel slows down. So it is the responsibility of every generation to pick up dharma seriously. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they have to take up their dharma seriously. That way again the Pravartita Chakra starts. And in this way what happens is, there is no sinful activities because Yajnashishtasana santo muchante sarvakil vishay munjete tvagam papam ye pachante atmakarana. So by engaging in yajna, what happens is, then there is no sinful activities. You can lead a life without sin. But Krishna further says, Sakta karmanya vidvamso yata saktasya bharata yata kurvanti bharata kuryan vidvams tatas chikitu loka sangram. Okay, even perfected beings also should act for loka sangram. Why? Na buddhi vedam janayed adnyanam karma sanginam joshayed sarva karmani vidvan yukta samachar. Common man is not interested in any of these things. Common man, he is just seeing, okay, ISKCON devotees, they are behaving like this. Or temple pujaris, they are behaving like this. These people are there. He is just seeing that and he is drawing his judgments. So such people should not be disturbed into coming to the highest level and all. Krishna says, keep them where they are. And you act as a role model and that way you inspire them to perform their prescribed duties. This is what Krishna says. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankar vimudatma karta hamiti manate. Then Krishna speaks about himself. What he speaks? When I don't have anything to do, Supreme Lord, what work he has to do? He is the supreme controller, free from all defects. Even Lakshmi Devi has one defect. What is the defect that Lakshmi Devi has? Paratantra. She is dependent. Although she has all the good qualities, there is one thing that she is dependent on the Lord. Whereas that dependency factor is also not there in the Lord. He is completely independent. So, such an independent person, he doesn't have to do anything. But people are watching him. So that is why what happens is, he has to also perform his activities. Otherwise, people will say, oh, Krishna himself did not do, why I should do? Then the Yajna Chakra will be stopping and Krishna will be responsible for the stopping of Yajna Chakra. So when Krishna thinks like this, that I have to do some karma for Yajna, I have to do some activities, who are we? How can we say that I am on a pure devotional platform, I am a surrendered soul, I have no activity to do? Is that the meaning of surrender? Our whole discussion began from surrender, no? Here there is something practical that Krishna is telling. Arjuna asked a practical question that you are saying, okay, surrender, but I have to. I need something for food. I need something for maintaining family. I need something for so many activities. So you should give some practical solution. You cannot just say that, okay, we are all soul and that's there, that jnana is there. But what is the practical solution? Practical solution is yajna. All our activities, when they are engaged in yajna, that is when what happens is we lead a life free from sin. Our necessities will also be fulfilled and sin will also not trouble us. In this way, the journey of spirituality will be smooth. So, third chapter becomes very, very important. It is a very important foundation for Bhagavad Gita. Because till second chapter, it is contents of Gita summarized. The contents are discussed. But that actual beginning, the whole content, the whole matter is actually starting in third chapter, where Krishna lays a solid foundation of Yajna. Now, any discussion going forward will be on this platform of Yajna. Till the 18th chapter, Krishna doesn't leave this theme of Yajna and Swadharma. Here you also see. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna Paradharma Sunishtita Swadharmo Nidhanam Shreya Swadharme Nidhana Shreyo Paradharma Bhayavaha. So that is why you have to do the dharma that is ordained for you. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Stri. Everyone has some dharma to do. What we are thinking is that when we are surrendered to Guru, we are surrendered to Krishna. Now we don't have any dharma to follow. We don't have any dharma of Brahmana. We don't have any dharma of Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There is no Stri dharma to follow. Everyone is on the transcendental platform. There is nothing to do for ancestors. Nothing. We have no responsibility at all. So Krishna wants that. It is better to follow one's own dharma because following others' dharma is dangerous. He gives a similar warning in 18th chapter also. Till the 18th chapter, he continues the same thing. Now, then there is a discussion about sin, papam. Why a person actually does papa, sin. Okay, we are following the dharma marga, we are working on yajna. Now, at least those yajna purushas should not do sinful activity. Sorry, the people, the purushas who are participating in yajna. Okay. Yajna purusha, yajnasya purusha is Krishna. Yajne ye purusha santi, saptami Krishna purusha. Purusha. So the people participating in yajnas, those purushas, at least they should be free from sin. But no, kama is there, lust is still there. Even while performing yajna for years together, still lust will be there in the heart. And that should be controlled. That is where the fourth chapter connection is established. What is the connection between third and fourth chapter? Indriyani paranyahur, indriyapya paramana, manasastu parabuddhir, yo buddhir parasastu sa. So intelligence is superior to all these things. Senses are superior to dull matter. That is why they control them. And mind is superior to senses and intelligence is superior to mind. So now Krishna is going to give a formula to act on the intellectual level. Yajna should continue. Now, when you come to intellectual levels, philosophy, does it mean that yajna should stop? No. Still, sinless life should go on. We cannot have a life where, oh, I have understood the whole Bhagavad Gita philosophy, but sinful activities are going on.
Regulated lifestyle of one's own Swadharma has to go on and on.
Yes, and that is established by Vedas. So by
Sure.
following the path of Vedas, we engage in yajna. That is when the sinful life will not be there. So that Jnana Yoga is the topic of fourth chapter. And Krishna gives a very beautiful introduction that this is a very special knowledge, transcendental knowledge, which I have given to great personalities like Vivaswan, Manu, Ikshvaku. So Prabhupada writes in the translation that Bhagavad Gita in that estimation is minimum 20 lakh years old. Minimum. Much older, but minimum according to your calculation, it should be at least 20 lakh years. So there is a very significance of this. What is the significance of this? Krishna will further in future also tell that he is not giving anything new. He is not giving something extraordinary, something new, some new invention. He is giving the same message which was given millions of years ago, 20 lakh years ago. The same message was given. That he is repeating to Arjuna. That's why he says, Saivayam Mayatebhyo Yoga Prokta Puratana Bhaktosime Sakacheti Rahasyam Yetaditam. This secret can be understood only by devotion, only by love for Krishna. Without love for Krishna, we cannot understand this. Then Arjuna asks further questions. Krishna tells about the difference between him and Arjuna. What is the difference? I have taken many births. That is why I remember all. I am supreme, and that's why I remember all these things. Arjuna doesn't remember. And what is that transcendental knowledge? Transcendental knowledge is very simple. Krishna is different, we are different. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoviti tatvada tekta deham punarjanma naiti mameti swajan. One who understands that God is different, his birth, his activities are special, not like ours. He becomes special and he doesn't take birth. So now this whole chapter discusses about how Krishna's birth and activities are special. They are not like others. That is why whenever he comes to protect the pious and annihilate the miscreants and to establish the principles of religion. That's all. He is not forced by laws of karma to come into this world. So ye tamam prapadyante tamstataiva vajamyam mama vartamanu vartante manusya patra siddhisha kankshita karmana siddhim yajante ya devata kshipram imanushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Okay. So on one hand, if you understand the divine activities of Krishna, then what happens is you come to Krishna. Okay. But if you approach the demigods instead for temporary gains, what happens? They satisfy you. They satisfy you and you will be entangled in this world. So he's creating a difference between the two. On one hand, worshipping him and worshipping others. What happens? Others means they will entangle here. Chaturvarnam Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhaksha, that we already discussed in third chapter, that he has given these four divisions, but he is not affected by that. Again, he is making a comparison. Okay, I have given the four divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Lot of management is involved here. Brahmana should get his share of yajnas. He should get samagriya for yajna, then Vaishya has to do it. And for Vaishya, Shudra should be employed. Vaishya has to feed the Brahmanas, he has to give salary to the Shudras. So lot of management is involved. Now, simple temple management, so much energy goes. Now, such a big thing, such a big establishment, Krishna must be too disturbed to do this. No. He is telling, I am not disturbed by this. I am completely aloof from this. Namam karmani lipanti, name karma phales priya. Iti mam yo vijanati, karma bhirna, karma visana patyati. Means same thing. That who understands that Krishna is not disturbed by this thing, he is not affected by karma. So ultimately, to not get entangled in karma, it is not just performing prescribed duties, but also knowledge of that thing. Just by doing karma, you are not going to achieve. The jnana of the karma is also. But at the same time, just the jnana without the karma is of no use. So that is why here Krishna clearly says that this karma and jnana is both required. And what is that karma? That karma is nishkam karma. He continues the chapter by explaining nishkama karma. Nishkama karma means nothing for myself, everything for the Lord. That with that idea we have to perform karma, and that karma becomes yajna. That knowledge that I am not doing it for myself, I am doing it for Lord. How will you get, means why you should do it for Lord? Because of the knowledge that He is special and I am ordinary. That jnana will free us from the entanglement of karma. Because everything we will do nishkam karma. We will be promoted from sakam karma to nishkam karma by this divya jnana. So that is how karma and jnana are very closely connected with each other, and we cannot be without each other. So in this way, as one advances in jnana, then he is actually established completely in the Supreme. His mind is completely in the Supreme, and then there will be nothing else left for him. Such a person, what he will do? He will be tasmat ajnana sambhutam Ristam jnana sinatmanaha chitvainam samshayam yogam atishtottishta bharata. So, in this way, being situated in knowledge, the person will have the Lord already established in the heart. So, and that person will be ready to perform Nishkam Karma. So then he says, now you have to get up and fight. So now, again Arjuna gets confused. Okay, very good. This all jnana is there, and jnana frees us from all entanglements. Now why again fight? Actually, this Nishkama Karma, jnana leads to Nishkama Karma, what Krishna told, is still not understandable to Arjuna. We also have that problem. On one hand, something should be there to run the family. On the other hand, transcendental knowledge should be there. So those who think that we are on the knowledge path, we did not perform any activities. We need not be responsible towards family, or we need not be responsible towards ancestors, our activities. That is one illusion. The others, no, we are family thing is so important. They don't give this importance to knowledge. What people are not understanding that even in devotional service there is a lot of activity, and that activity is very much, bhakti is something so special. It is 12th chapter, but still I will give some. Bhakti is so special. It has action also and it has knowledge also. What Krishna is telling about karma, what Krishna is telling about jnana, both are samashrita in bhakti. Both are angas of bhakti, both are part of bhakti. It's not that after coming to bhakti marga, I am leaving this. That is the crux, that is the most important thing. So with all these things, the yajna chakra also should continue. Prescribed duties should continue. Man, woman, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, everyone should do that. It's not that woman can say, I will just preach, I will do Bhagavatam distribution, I will travel from place to place. It's I will just travel from place to place. No, she has her Sri Dharma to follow. She has her children to take care of. And at the same time, the Brahmana, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, the Shudra, everyone has their Swadharma to follow. And in this process of following the Swadharma, what happens is they will be participating in Yajna. And still the Yajna will have desires in the heart. So what happens is to overcome the desires, transcendental knowledge. And that transcendental knowledge will place us on the platform of Nishkam Karma. So still we are not violating the principle of Sarva Dharman Parityaja. All this is a part of that. How, what further things are there that we can discuss in the next. Okay, Hare Krishna.